Previously on Libel the Bible.
Scott's brain feels foggy after a day in a gay-friendly bar.
Whoa, wait a second. I don't like the way you phrased that.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, let's move on.
We expertly dissect the 2024 presidential candidates.
Rusty's nostalgic about nostalgia.
Scott's nostalgic about Star Trek.
Ruth stands by her mother-in-law.
Many generations later, David is born.
And now, the Book of Samuel.
All right, we're going right now, Scott.
Oh, well, I am your serene highness, Scott.
And I am your loyal servant, Rusty, I guess. I mean, you don't leave me much room for anything else.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's what you get for trying to get me by... It's Libel the Bible, by the way.
It is Libel the Bible.
The Bible.
It feels like, for the audience, it won't feel like a large gap because we managed to release an episode weekly. Yeah. But for me, like, it feels like we haven't gotten together to record for quite some time now.
It does seem like it's been a while, and I was thinking I was going to miss you.
Yeah.
And maybe I did, right up until you opened your mouth when you walked in and you started hitting me with insults.
As soon as I walked in.
Oh, maybe not as soon.
Well, like how far into it?
It was not long.
Not long. With the insults, huh? You know what it is?
No,
I realized the worst part of my week is the 25 to 30 minute drive to your house. That is the worst part of my week.
I totally believe you.
I get in the car, bro, and I'm like looking forward to like getting here and like recording, and in my head I'm like, you know what, we should like start recording right away instead of like push off like the previously on, because I'm like ready to go, you know what I mean? And then like 10 minutes into my car ride, I'm ready to fucking murder, and I'm thinking like dark thoughts, and I'm like not in a comedic mood, you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking to make anyone laugh.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this, man. You sent me you don't normally do this, you just usually text me an ETA, but you sent me like the real-time map so I could see where you were, and I watched you stopped like in one spot by like up near by the Belt Parkway. Like you didn't move for like 10 minutes. I don't know if that was a thing on the app or you were actually stuck in traffic over there. So Android Auto, okay, sucks. By the
when
way.
I'm driving and I want to share my information, like my journey, you can share your journey. And so what that does is it sends like a link to someone in your contacts, and when they click the link, it gives them a real-time location for you, and it allows them to, like, if they need to do something, you know what I mean? They know exactly where you are at all times.
It's like an Uber.
When I do it through my phone, if I just connect my phone, I can access all of my contacts. But for some reason, when you connect the phone into your car's head unit to get it to come up on your car screen and you share journey, for some reason, Android Auto only gives you a small list of like your contacts. It doesn't give you all of your contacts. It pre-populates them, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense which contacts come up. You just recently came up. I've been trying to like share my journey with you for a year and a half. You only recently came up. I've got like contacts, parents who I contacted 8 years ago about their 7th grader. They come up. I could share my journey with them.
So wait, you wanna share your journey with some 8-year-olds? What?
So it's like I don't understand what Android Auto is doing.
I thought my car was the problem with Android Auto. It's super glitchy, man.
Yeah.
Maps is super glitchy. And then I was in a rental car over like last weekend, and the same shit was happening.
I don't really have a problem with Maps necessarily, but Google products are like haphazardly like thrown together a lot.
Which is strange. You'd think they would be like the best of the best.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think they've gotten to the point.
And then they discontinue services constantly. They rebrand constantly.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man?
We should really show them how to run a proper business, right, Scott? They're never gonna get anywhere without our input.
Speaking of modifying stuff, that I actually relaunched the website today. So when you get a chance, take a look at it.
Oh, okay, cool.
It definitely looks better, but it's much more mobile friendly.
There.
Navigation's still a train wreck, but I'm working on it, man. It's definitely head and shoulders above what it was just yesterday.
Speaking of flying stuff, Scott was in Florida.
Yeah, and the shit flies around that fucking state. Holy cow. First of all, Ron DeSantis...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ron DeSantis is doing a shit job, and I don't think I want to take his money anymore. You know, everywhere I went in Florida, I was in the West Palm Beach area. Everywhere I went...
What's that? That's like north of Miami, right?
Yeah,
Well,
not
about
far,
an
not
hour
far.
north.
Yeah, maybe like that.
40,
something.
45 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
it's
like that.
drivable if you want to like hit it. And I gotta tell you, man, for a fucking like white supremacist state, everywhere I went definitely had Latin influences on it, man. The music, the food, everything. It was real cool. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, what is DeSantis doing down there? I thought he was gonna make that like a white nationalist stronghold.
Well, DeSantis is Latino.
So is Mark Rubio, right?
DeSantis?
So is Ted Cruz, right? Yeah. All right, whatever. I don't know. I was expecting something completely different. And I got to tell you, people were polite. Nobody told me to go fuck myself. Like,
Scott.
It's like woke is alive.
You want to be taken seriously in political discourse?
Yeah, sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes? You want to be taken seriously.
Sometimes.
I'm going to make a suggestion. Sure. Stop making reductive arguments.
Reductive arguments.
Yes. So, you think I need to explain to the audience what reductive arguments are?
Go right ahead.
All right. I'm actually pretending I'm explaining it to you guys, but we all know Scott's the one that really needs to hear.
Google, what is reductive?
So, a reductive argument, it's almost like what it sounds like. You reduce the argument to like, not even like a bare essential. It's like...
Yeah.
Right. So you take a very nuanced, complex issue.
Nothing nuanced about it, man.
So, and then you just argue like some obscure point about it.
Sure.
That doesn't make up the whole.
Sure.
So when you talk about like Republicans a lot, right?
I didn't say that. I
you
said Ron
immediately
DeSantis.
go to identity politics.
I just talked about Ron
arguments.
DeSantis, man.
Okay.
All right, good.
I'm just saying, like, you immediately always go to identity politic arguments. And what that does is it becomes easy for the other side to start poking holes in your argument. They'll start throwing like their like identity politics. It's like it's already like the script has been written and you're all following the script. You're like basically what do you call it? You're the those characters in like Grand Theft Auto, the pre-populated characters, right? The the NPCs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So stop. I would suggest. I'm not telling you to stop.
No, you said stop like
I'm
4
not
times.
obeying
Now
you.
you're suggesting.
But
after you
I am
already said.
suggesting that if you want to be taken more seriously, all right, that's fair.
Not in this environment.
That's fair, bro. That is fair. Yeah. You do what you need to do. So, continue. You were in Florida.
Yo, man. All I'm saying is
it's not the white nationalist stronghold that you expected it to be.
Not at all. At least that.
Well, certainly not where you were.
All right.
You were like in a metropolitan area.
You mean in a civilized
area? You're not
area?
traveling to like towns that like border the Everglades or like the Florida Panhandle.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would anyone do that?
People do that.
I took one of them airboat rides through the Everglades. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you this. Woke is alive and well in Florida. Mm-hmm. So he's not even... I'm going to reduce this to that. He's not even handling that promise. I heard him say, woke comes here to die. That's what Florida does. Kills woke, and it's alive and well. So I'm just going to say to the people voting for him, why are you voting for him when his main argument isn't even being fulfilled? His main campaign promise is not being fulfilled.
What's his main campaign promise?
Florida, where woke goes to die. That's it. That's all he's
technically, he hasn't announced his campaign yet, even though he's gallivanting all around the country.
I don't know.
So you went to Florida so you can come back and complain about like Florida?
No, I did not go there.
Why did you go to Florida, Scott?
Oh, we had some friends were getting married, but they're getting married in Trinidad.
I don't give a fuck about that.
So the fuck you asked me for then?
I thought you went for like that music festival.
No, I'll get to the music festival in a second. I often have because I live a life of privilege and a lot of good luck comes my way. Mm-hmm. For instance, when I went to Albuquerque, we randomly picked the days we were going, and it happened to be the Balloon Festival weekend. Mm-hmm. Perfect, got to see the Balloon Festival. Mm-hmm. We happened to be going down to West Palm Beach for an event, and Sunfest serendipitously was playing at the same time, so that was really cool.
Oh, all right, cool.
So I got to see you have one of your favorite bands, man.
One of my favorite bands, which were
the Killers. Aren't you a big fan of them?
I wouldn't say they're one of my favorite bands. Like we would really have to expand. Like what are the number included in one of
top 10?
No, not top 10.
Of present that you're listening. I don't mean of all time, but like currently, man.
Currently in my rotation, probably not. No.
All right, so
But
apparently
that's doesn't say anything. They're a great band. I love Killers. I wouldn't say they're one of my favorite bands.
it kind of sucks because like I'm not a particular fan of theirs.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I don't really know their music that well.
So I'm surprised by this because your wife, she's a fan of Imagine Dragons, but it doesn't seem like she's very familiar with the Killers' music.
She knew a lot more of it than I did, so she's got a pass.
Because I would say they're very like similar.
Yeah, perhaps.
Imagine Dragons.
I'll say this: they sounded great.
Yeah.
It was an outdoor event, so sometimes they don't sound so good, but it was okay. Okay, we chose to be out of the crowd.
Yeah.
We were in the crowd. There was a band from Brooklyn there that played, Sunshine Bean or something. And they were pretty good. They had a female front woman. She could sing. She was pretty good.
Yeah.
So
it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
You were there for one day, for the festival. I mean, for the
festival, just one day. Yeah. The previous day, I didn't realize Ziggy Marley was there.
Yeah.
And I would like to. It would have been nice to hear some reggae and stuff. They had a couple of stages set up. So. But I missed that, so I only caught that last day. So it was fun though.
And how's the wedding?
Well, it was a party at someone's house, some like rich person's house. Like it was really nice, because the wedding's actually going to be in Trinidad. But the party was fun. The party was cool. Yeah, so everything was all right, except I want to talk about humor.
Okay.
So I was feeling good down in Florida.
Did you have a note?
Palm trees.
Did you write that down? Like you had a note somewhere that you want to talk about humor?
I have a note right here. It says humor.
Okay.
Because you know what? I posted something on Facebook. You gave me an eye roll like emoji. And the post went something like this. We're at the airport coming home, right? So my traveling partner gets up to check like the board of the arrivals and the departures. So maybe she's 50 feet away from me. A good distance in an airport.
She actually looks at the board in the airport?
Just walking around, just wasting time, waiting for the plane to come in, whatever, right? So now an announcement comes over saying, Stephen Cardigan, please return to security. You left some personal items. Mr. No, they didn't say Mr. They repeated, Stephen Cardigan, please return. They repeated it twice. So I go, hey, wouldn't it be funny if Mr. Cardigan left a bunch of sweaters at security? And she turned away immediately.
Yeah.
People, of course, looked up because I had to shout it almost. And then everybody went right back to their phone. So I was like,
It didn't get a big laugh?
Like, they didn't get any fucking laugh.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you know what? Sometimes you swing and miss.
Yeah.
So our plane
Even
arrives.
the greatest stand-up comedians have bombed on stage.
So
Sometimes you got to take that L.
Our plane arrives, right? So everybody had D-planes, right? So they had a couple of people that were in wheelchairs. And I don't know if I guess they were airport-issued wheelchairs. So they had attendants staying with them, but I guess they had to wait for transportation people to actually move them. So the wheelchairs were very close to where I was sitting. So now it's a big gate at an airport, not very crowded. It's like the last plane out that night. So it's not crowded. And somebody like jogging through the airport like bangs into the wheelchair, one of the wheelchairs.
Yeah,
like
there's
with
plenty
somebody
of
in
room,
it. Yeah, there's
right?
no reason why
Right.
this has, right? So the guy sitting directly across from me.
I'm sorry, someone was jogging through the airport?
It's like they forgot something or something, so they got up quick and
Okay.
they went to take a couple of steps and blah, 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 right? So now the guy directly across from me sees it happen too, so we make eye contact. So I go, humans, huh? And he's like, yeah. And I looked him dead in the eye and I was like, I'm glad there's none on the planet I'm from.
Yeah.
Yo, he went right back to his phone. No acknowledgement of the joke.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, strike two.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Wasn't cool, man. And my airport humor was not hitting.
So, humor.
Yeah.
Let's talk about humor.
There was two other incidents. I'm going to talk about all of them.
Okay.
There were four. So don't ask why I was in a Costco in Florida on a trip, but whatever I was. So at the checkout.
I'm sorry, hold on one second. I just want to have, let's do a quick recap for the audience so far. Scott has now had 2 attempts at humor in the airport.
I'm working backwards, actually, because those airport happened last. But this one happened before we went to the airport. We're in a Costco, and there's a guy standing at by the cashiers, and he's got like one of them scanning guns, right? Like so you can scan products, right?
Yep.
So he's wearing this big...
That way you don't have to take the shit out of the car.
Yeah,
because Costco's like a big box store, right?
But he wasn't a cashier. He was for something else. He was doing something else.
So we do have listeners in abroad, right?
Yeah.
They might not necessarily know what Costco is. So us Americans, we like to stuff our big fat American faces with food.
Yeah.
So instead of paying, let's say, 3 pounds or 4 pounds for ketchup, or whatever the fuck you fucking limeys fucking have over
you
there.
pay 4 pounds for ketchup. We eat 4 pounds of ketchup.
Exactly.
Fucking
exactly.
fat bastards we are.
You see, now if you had said that line at the airport, Scott, I bet you that would have gotten a laugh. All right.
So this guy's standing there with this oversized like scanning gun.
Yeah.
And opportunity showed its face. He turns and he's got a big name tag on, bigger than anybody else's, and his name is Ray.
Yeah.
So on my way out, I actually tap him on the shoulder. And I was like, yo, you ever tell people that's your ray gun?
That's not bad.
And he actually,
probably did he get it though?
He actually, well, you know what? I don't know. He was very polite though. He was like, "Yes, sir, absolutely, sir," smiling. So
Right,
I don't know if
get
he
it.
caught the joke
I don't think he
or
caught
like
it.
it happened too quick. So I walked away laughing, like,
Yeah.
I got one. I got one good, man.
Scott, here's the real issue, I think. A lot of times people their mind isn't in that
Fair enough.
moment where
Fair
they're
enough.
expecting a quip.
Fair enough.
Like, quips are different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my jokes are rarely quips. My jokes are usually like these long-winded, drawn-out like things. And at the end, I say something like completely like irreverent. That's like crazy, you know? Whereas you make like quick little like dad joke quips. And if
Observational
someone's not
dabs,
in
yeah.
that like mindset, it's like either it's not funny, or it's dry, or like they're like, who the fuck is this weirdo?
And I get that. I get that. So that's not the humor I really want to talk about. I want to show you a picture. The listeners can't see it,
Okay.
but I took this picture.
You should put it on the new website.
I will not, and I'll tell you why. So I'm going to show you this picture. I want you to describe what you see.
Okay. I'm going to take a... Okay. I see an African-American, I'm assuming it's a woman, in
It
a
was.
black dress with a red stripe going all down the sides and up the sleeves and the upper shoulders, with a purse slung around her right shoulder where she's holding it behind her
Okay.
at an elevator.
Okay. So I'm part of some geeky Star Trek group, right?
Yeah.
So I posted this picture to it,
Oh,
and I was like,
I see.
it was
Yeah,
that
so
moment.
It sort of looks like
sort of.
a Starfleet uniform from the Next Generation.
Yeah,
Yes.
sort of. Now
It's
that you
like the
see
red
it,
uniform.
Yes. So I said, standing at the turbo lift, I realized I was out of uniform. So it got all kinds of nerd laughs, right? All right, it was hysterical. I don't show her face because I took
I'm
the
sorry.
pictures.
You said that to who? Who was there?
My Star Trek, I posted on Facebook to a Star Trek group.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right?
My bad.
So now a lot of people laughed, and then one woman said to me, she goes, I get where that's being funny, and I'm sure you don't mean anything malicious, but do you think it's proper that you took that woman's, I'm assuming you said that, if you took that woman's picture with her permission, with her knowing that it was going to be posted on Facebook, then cool. If not, you should probably take it down.
Right.
So I thought about it.
Yeah.
And I went, you know what? I responded to her. I meant zero disrespect to the woman, but I get your point. Thank you for coming at me in a respectful manner.
Yes.
I am going to take it down. You know what? I didn't lop her head off or her legs off. So anybody, if she sees this picture, she knows it's her.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wouldn't want that for me or any of my family members. Lesson learned. Thank you for doing it respectfully.
What did you say? You were like, you were saying something, and then you finished it off with like literally like the
Did
last
I? I
like
don't
2
know.
or 3 words. Like,
Well,
did
whatever.
it come out?
Listen. I decided I was going
Scott,
to take it down.
I didn't. Her face isn't even in the picture. It's
Listen.
just her back. Like, who would even know who that is?
Nobody.
Right.
But I understand. So I got the laughs I wanted out of it because, I was swinging and missing after that.
Yeah.
Right? So I got the laughs. So I decided to take it down. But I ended up being in a place where I had no service. I literally couldn't take it down.
Right.
It's like, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not that big a deal. It's not that offensive.
Right.
Right? I log in the next day to fucking take it down, and here comes the hate. Some woman posts on it talking about, I don't think it's right that you take pictures of stranger lady bodies and put them on the internet for all to see. I really hope, especially in a group like this, we could be kinder and gentler to our fellow human beings. Like, blowing it so fucking out of proportion that like I couldn't deal. So I was like, I'm not even taking it down. So she apparently complained to an admin, and they took it down for me. So that's the point I want to talk about humor. Like, yo, man, sometimes humor is bad. Sometimes it's said completely respectfully, and it's a swing and a miss. Give people a fucking chance. The first woman fucking was completely logical and measured in her fucking response to me. That second woman was fucking crazy. And there was no need for it, man. That's all I'm saying. That's my bit on humor, man.
But how come you didn't talk about all the people that like found it funny or liked it? You fixated on...
I fixated on the negative. Absolutely. Right. Of course I did.
So that's the problem with, like, social media.
That's my fault, too, right?
You wind up ignoring, like, all of, like, you know, the compliments, and you fixate on the criticism.
They weren't even compliments. They were just laughy faces.
And by the way, right. Well, right. But that's a compliment to your ego.
Right. It was just I wanted to be stroked a little.
Right. Of course. We all do.
So that's the first swing and a miss, dude. And then I told all those other jokes, man.
There's billions of people on the planet. You know what I mean? Everyone will not be satisfied by everything. Like, it's just impossible. Or everyone won't be satisfied by anything. There's nothing that everyone will, like, agree on or think is funny or won't find offense to or... Like, look at this goddamn fucking show.
Yeah, people listen to this crap.
Like, you think I give a fuck about who's offended? Yo, if you say something with a clean heart, right?
Exactly.
And a clear conscience, and you know, like, where your humor is coming from, right? Like, sure, sometimes there might be, like, a good faith misunderstanding where you can have a conversation and explain yourself. But there are enough people out there that aren't even genuinely triggered. They're like virtue signaling. You know what I mean?
True,
it's like, look at me. Look at how fucking woke I'm being and like calling this out and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and she got as many thumbs up for her comment as I got laughy faces for my joke.
Right.
So, yeah.
So it's interesting that that's what you fixated on.
I did.
Like that person who is the outlier, really.
Most likely.
In that particular... No, it's the outlier. Let me tell you something. Online discourse is not real fucking real life discourse. People get like people get a warped sense of reality when they join online spaces. Mm-hmm. Because what winds up happening is, for example, political discourse on Twitter, you have like all different people from all different parts of the spectrum, right? So you've got like your hard right-wingers. You've got like your fucking libertarian Republicans. You've got your moderate Republicans. And same with the left. You know, you've got like your shit libs, like Pelosi fucking lovers and fucking Schumer lovers. You've got your quote-unquote like progressives who are like into Elizabeth Warren, you know what I mean? Then you've got your sort of like lefter leaning, like wannabe socialists who are like into Bernie Sanders, and you know. So all of these people fight and argue, right? And then if you follow it long enough, you begin to believe this is what it's like in the real world. And then you go out into the real world. One, most people don't even know half the shit that is being talked about. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're like, what Washington, Nancy, what Dianne Feinstein in a wheelchair? Like, people just don't know typically. Yeah. And second of all, their opinions are much more moderate, whether it's right or wrong. I'm not arguing whether they should be moderate. I'm just saying most people consider themselves more moderate. But I feel that's because they just don't know the issues. So they're going to say, well, you know, I'm moderate. Like, I could see certain things from this side and I could see. But that's only because they don't know. But listen, how can they possibly know? You have to spend all day, like, reading and fucking to learn. Like, first you have to learn what the news is. Then you got to, like, find, like, people that you trust to like, break that shit down for you. You know what I mean? So get rid of, like, all that propaganda. So all that is to say, Scott, your humor, right? You have plenty of friends in your circles, and they find your humor, you know, funny and just fine. And I wouldn't worry about some fucking hooah on Facebook.
Whoa. You know what? That's what she's talking about. Can't we be kinder and gentler?
Well, she picked the wrong Libel, the Bible brother to pick on.
Oh, so you're stepping up for me, man? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm saying she thinks you're the problem. She hasn't met me yet.
Yeah. So lighten up everybody, man. Take it for where it's coming from is my whole point, man.
I do want to have a serious conversation, though, before we get into the show. So... Speaking of like the discourse that takes place online, about a week and a half ago, we had a situation in New York where a homeless man was killed on a subway car.
Yeah.
For those that don't know the story, without getting into details, I guess we can like get into the details while we're having the conversation.
Sure.
People on the train, some people found this man to be a threat. They tried to restrain him. One man in particular, a former Marine, a white guy. The homeless person was a black man. The white man, who's from Long Island, he was on the subway, and he restrained this man who he felt was a threat to people on the subway car. He restrained him by getting him in a chokehold and dragging him down to like the ground. And while on the ground, he continued to restrain him in the chokehold. Another man, a black man, was helping the white man restrain the homeless man, and he was holding his arms. The whole video is out. Anybody can go on YouTube. You could see the video. I'm sure it's made national news. It's in the public discourse. AOC is focused on it, okay? And all I've been seeing online is exactly the kind of discourse that I've described. Completely unnuanced discourse, right? Either you are a racist, or you are in favor of complete lawlessness on our subways and people could do whatever the fuck they want. So you're a racist if you don't think that this person was murdered. Okay? So people say that this was a lynching.
I don't know.
And if you say it's not a lynching, then you're obviously a racist. That is the discourse.
Oh, I thought that was coming out of your mouth.
Place. No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry.
No, I specifically said, like,
I was going to interrupt you, and I was
Twitter,
like, I'm going to let you get it out, but okay, fine. All right, sorry.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts, Scott?
My thoughts, as soon as I heard about it, and I saw a brief video of it, because I don't need to watch somebody get, like, choked out and die, right? I can watch police videos for that. But here's what I feel about it. Not knowing the details. One of two things could have happened.
You know, the video doesn't show him choking out and dying because he doesn't die. He actually continues breathing. He sits up. He gets picked up by an ambulance, taken away. There's no more video. He dies in the hospital. He didn't die being choked out the way Floyd did.
Wow. I didn't know this because
no one knows this because it's not a part of the conversation because it's not convenient to the conversation.
So what I was thinking initially was, okay, maybe this man was a threat, and maybe the guy who choked him out is a hero.
Okay.
Right? Or the man who was the hero, the Marine, and I don't want to say the Marine. That's the guy. What do we call him? I don't want to call him the Marine. The white guy. We'll call him the white guy. I don't want to focus on the color.
His name, yeah.
Or that guy.
Why not call him the Marine? He's the former Marine.
Because I don't want to lump him as, I don't want to label him as the white guy or a Marine.
But you have to label him something. So since you don't know his name.
All right, the Marine we're going to call him. So the Marine possibly saw a threat where there wasn't one. And he reacted to a threat that didn't exist. Why he would have done that? Then the reasons could be numerous. He could be a racist.
I know why.
He could be a scared kid from Long Island that doesn't ride the subways. And even though he's a Marine,
we can also be living in a time of heightened alertness because there's constant reporting on the news about subway dangers and homelessness and mentally ill and bail reform and how crazies are out on the street. The news makes it seem like we're living in fucking Mad Max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so people are on the subways already all fucking worked up and scared because the narrative has been created.
It's why you shoot kids selling Girl Scout cookies when they knock on your door. It's why you kill. So I'm going to bring up a story, that drunken episode I had in Tribeca a couple weeks ago. On my way to Manhattan on the subway, I was sitting in the doorway. For people that don't know, there's sliding doors in the subway, and two people can lean against those doors. So I was leaning against one of the doors, and even though it says don't lean on the doors, the doors opened. Some guy gets on the train, and he's yelling at somebody who got on at the next set of doors, and he's motherfuckering them. Fuck you this, fuck you that. You ain't a real black man. Or something. They're having some sort of thing, right? So now I'm thinking.
Wait. Are they vagrants or are they just like
No,
regular?
I don't see the guy
like,
he's
New
yelling at
Yorkers?
yet, right? So I see him. He
Yeah.
he looks like a regular person on the
Okay.
subway, right?
Did you look at his sneakers?
He had nice sneakers,
Okay.
right? So I don't know what they were, but they look nice. But
Do you know that whole joke, like Bill Burr? So Bill Burr, he's from Boston, so he came to New York, and he's like, I used to be like really afraid of like black people. He's like, but I figured it out. He's like, if you look at their shoes and they're wearing like fucking nice shoes, they're all right. He's like, because black people, he's like, the last thing they're gonna let go is like the shoes, because like, you know, they'll leave like their apartment building, and people are like, oh shit, look at those shoes, man,
wait,
they're all
wait.
fucked up.
you felt the need to interrupt my story to agree with some racist humor by Bill Burr?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's a really funny skit.
All right. So now he's yelling at this dude. I don't see that dude yet, right? And he's going. I'm assuming the guy he's yelling at is the guy in the wrong.
Yeah.
Right. I'm thinking this guy's pretty heated about something. Something happened on the platform. And then I hear a microphone, like an amplification device. He's a subway performer. And then all of a sudden I hear some bongos playing. Right. So two guys were down there and they played some. They were doing their thing. Good. I had earphones on. I had headphones on. I was listening to whatever the fuck I was listening to. So I took one out so I could listen. Plus I wanted to be alert because this dude looks like he's about to fight. Then I realized the guy screaming that's right next to me is a little off because the street performers are ignoring him. So he's just a fucking angry guy, maybe some mental health issues, screaming. So what I did was I took off my headphones completely, and I put my fist in a ball just because I didn't know how this guy was going to act. But I never relaxed my stand. Like I stayed leaning on the door. I was chill, but I just kept my fucking eyes on him because I didn't know. He was acting erratically. That same guy encountered that Marine, maybe he's choking him the fuck out. My point is that, yes, I thought was reasonable precautions because this guy might have been acting a little erratic, but I didn't feel the need once. I never once felt threatened. I can understand why people felt uncomfortable by his behavior, but I did not feel threatened. Someone from out of town may have felt threatened, and that's probably what happened.
Yes, but we know what led up to the Marine choking him, and it wasn't just the guy who was standing there. He was verbally yelling.
Well, this guy was verbally yelling.
No, he was yelling, if he doesn't get food, he will fuck people up. He doesn't care. He's willing to go to jail. And then he like threw off like his shirt and like threw it on the ground. Like he was like making threats and making gestures, right? Now, he hadn't physically like assaulted anyone yet.
Gotcha.
But
All right, that's different than what I was dealing with
There was
then.
a whole scene where he was very specific about what he was going to do.
So he made threats. Okay, this guy was talking about, he was threatening one particular guy. He wasn't threatening people in general. Okay, I didn't know that.
So it's different situations.
Okay.
Completely. So again, so this is the thing. Everyone is also, well, there was one time when in order to justify their like opinion, they throw in their anecdote.
Like I just
did. But
did.
their anecdote has nothing to do with this situation.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean? Right. So like I still haven't heard an anecdote that's fucking the same as this situation.
So how many times have you encountered crazy, threatening acting people on the subway, Russ? Like how many? Like 20 times? 50 times?
A lot.
Did you ever get into a fight with them? Did you ever get into a physical altercation with them?
No.
So I'm like, again, it doesn't matter because I don't know the particulars of this situation.
But
So
I'm also not a trained Marine.
well, all right. If
Maybe I don't have a hero gene in me. Maybe this guy's got like a hero gene. Like I'm going to do good for like people, or, this guy is threatening people and I'm going to make sure that nothing happens.
I firmly believe when people are threatening, they should get the shit smacked out of them. I really do. But I also believe that you also have an opportunity to walk away. Walk away from the crazy people, which is probably what most people on that subway car did. I'm assuming. I don't know. You saw more of it than I did.
Okay.
So
I'm
at what point is he allowed to put his hands on somebody for running their mouth?
Okay.
I'm not taking sides here. I'm asking you a question.
Well, we obviously have a different opinion about it because I feel like he could have. In that situation, he was justified in putting his hands on someone.
You think the threat was real enough where... Like, you're looking disappointed in me, Russ. I don't know all the facts, man. We're going to get right back to the show. But before we do, we'd like to invite you to come visit our Patreon.
Each week, we discuss a new topic at the intersection of society and religion.
We explore the encroachment of religion onto secular institutions, such as schools, workplaces, and government.
In addition, we'll investigate whether religion practices what it preaches.
So, after this episode, head on over to patreon.com/Libel to Bible and join in the conversation.
And now, back to the show. You do know all the facts. I told you all the facts.
Oh, okay.
There's people on the subway. This man gets on the subway car. He's acting erratically. He's agitated.
So you would support
He's
the
asking
behavior.
for food or money. He starts telling people in an agitated, angry way, yo, I don't give a fuck. If I don't get some fucking food, I'm going to start fucking people up. I don't care about going to jail. He takes off his shirt. He fucking throws it on the ground, at which point this Marine fucking restrains him.
Right,
so you have all the information. Now you're arguing.
I'm not arguing, man.
Your point was you're what do you mean you're not arguing? You're making an argument. I'm not saying you're arguing like you're angry and we're fighting and we're disagreeing like in a fucking bad way. You're arguing. It's an expression. You're making a point. You're debating your perspective, your opinion. You're arguing is that you should walk away because, like, he's not, like, physically attacking anyone. And, like, how do you know he's about to physically attack someone?
Well, he warned that he was going to physically attack
I
people,
can make an argument that, like, why would you wait for him to fucking break the nose
That's a great point.
of an elderly
Fantastic
lady,
point. Sure.
which he already did in the past, it turned out. He had 2 assaults that, by the way, are never mentioned in the media, right?
Of course not.
The only thing you see in the media is when he was like a Michael Jackson fucking impersonator on the subway from like fucking 10 years ago. Well, you know what? In the interim 10 years, he's racked up 42 fucking like counts. You know what I mean? Including like violent assaults.
Yo, man, that Marine didn't know that going in. He didn't know he had this record, man.
So the problem is the argument that's made is now around identity, right? So like that's why when you brought up like DeSantis and like you were making a joke about like Florida and like identity, it's like that's all I hear now. All arguments, everything gets not even stripped down. You can't strip anything down anymore. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants to look at the fucking brass tacks at the end of it all. Everybody wants to fucking code it in identity. And so now it is, if I fucking don't believe that this Marine should fucking go to prison, I'm a racist.
Of course. No,
right?
of course. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was at BLM protests. I took my son to a BLM protest. I was disgusted by what happened to George Floyd. That was fucking awful. But I can also recognize the difference between what happened then and what happened here. What happened here was a fucking tragedy. A tragedy. Same as what happened to George Floyd. What happened to George Floyd was a crime. Okay? Because George Floyd, he got called in for like some crime in a fucking store. He wasn't resisting arrest. He wasn't like acting threateningly. Like none of that was going on. Here, I could totally see people being afraid, people being fed up. Just fucking fed up with fucking bullshit. And it's an indictment of fucking a lot of shit. And people have to fucking understand the fact that this is not like a normal everyday occurrence. This is like a once in a fucking lifetime, a once in a generation event. It's like a Bernie Getz thing. Remember Bernie Getz?
Of course I remember Bernie Getz. And you're fucking so out of line here. Rusty, I watch Fox News. It happens every day in New York.
So it's like we're having this argument as if we need to decide as a society, what are we going to do about this because it's constantly happening, rather than acknowledge the reality that in a world of 8 billion people and all these different cities, things will happen every once in a while that are like like just the convergence of like a whole bunch of fucked up shit and everyone being a victim. You know what I mean? Like, you think this Marine is like happy about what happened? Like, you think I don't think for 1 second he wanted to kill this person. I don't think for 1 second he wanted to kill.
Had they released the cause of death? Was it the chokehold that caused his death?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
That might be the first thing we want to find out before, like, we complain about this. he had a blood infection from like a torn open bunion. He was
charged with manslaughter. They charged him with manslaughter on Friday. Well, so
I'll say this. So yes, all right. If he was being the hero and that was a role that needed to be played at the time, I'm all good with it. But I'll say this: his arrest doesn't bother me that much.
Well, nobody would know. It's not like the Marine was like, I know this guy's got a rap sheet, and that's why I'm afraid.
Of course not.
So you can't make that argument.
But I'm going to say this. Yeah. You know, if someone walks into your home looking to cause you harm or harm your family, and you shoot them dead in New York City, you're automatically arrested.
Yeah.
I mean, all the evidence right on the surface points to you defending your home. That's why you have a gun in the first place in your residence. You still get arrested because someone's dead. There has to be an investigation. Maybe an arrest is too much, but, you know, it's right that he can't leave the state. We need to investigate this. It was a very public death not on the New York City subway. It started on the New York City subway, and that shit has to be investigated. We can't just say, the guy was acting crazy, I took care of it.
But why does arrest go along with investigation?
Maybe an arrest is too much. Like, investigate first.
He was charged already.
Yeah,
he was charged with manslaughter.
That's a little goofy. Especially since you're telling me he didn't even die on the subway.
I don't know. Again, I don't mind hearing like real like arguments being made.
Yeah.
But to reduce it to this unnuanced conversation where people conflate this scenario with like a whole bunch of, you have to treat this as a standalone situation.
I want to say when I was talking, I was saying it was either this or that. I was giving certain because I didn't know
this or that. You can get with this or you can get with that.
Engine number. What train was it? The F train?
And what?
What train was it? The F train?
I don't know.
I feel like it was the F train for some reason. A lot of room on those floors, like on those big cars.
Speaking of, someone coming into your house and wanting to do you harm.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the Bible tonight. We're just tangenting all over the place here. All right, let's talk about people doing me harm first.
All right, go ahead.
No, you were going to say something.
No, you were going to cut me off. You wanted to. I cut you off, and then you cut me off, and then I just.
And now we're road raging, and we have guns now because Second Amendment. Now we just shot up a bunch of fucking innocent people on the highway.
You want to do something about that?
Yo, it's timing out, man, because we're talking so long. It's just a timeout, man. And I don't know how to change the settings.
So it's timed out 8 times already.
Man, how long have we been fucking talking about nothing?
So what's going on is right now we've got a massive television screen, and it's got our logo on it. And I didn't say the first 5 times that like the screen went to black because Scott can't like figure out how to keep his screen on.
Yo, I never had to. It's not that I can't figure it out.
But after like a 6th time in like 40 minutes.
40 fucking minutes we've been talking?
Yeah. We're 40 minutes in.
All right. So you just staring now until it goes blank?
I'm just waiting for it to go off again.
All right. We're waiting for you to go off again.
All right. So you want to talk about the Bible, fuckface?
Not really. Not at this point.
So we finished the book of Ruth. Yeah. What do you remember about Ruth?
She bought a steakhouse and left her name. Ruth, she's stuck by like her mother-in-law or something. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah. You think Ruth's ever going to come up again? I think it was just to show the lineage to David, right? That we're not talking about now.
I don't know. I've started trying to look at this goddamn book as a training manual, as like a way to be, like how to win friends and influence people. And so I think Ruth is like an exemplar. Like Ruth fucking like was faithful to her mother-in-law. You know what I mean? And so as a result, things worked out for her. So it's like a tale for people for the future, like just because your husband dies, like don't abandon your old dried up like mother-in-law and leave her to just die with no like house to protect her. Right? Because like her mother-in-law's husband also died or something. She had like no one to take care of her.
Everybody fucking dies. We get it. I don't know. I don't know if Ruth is going to be of any consequence.
So that was Ruth. So we're starting the book of Samuel. I have, what the fuck was that face?
I was just stretching my eyelids out, man. They're getting droopy.
It's funny when you're like, when you make fun of me for being distracted by you. If I had a camera on you. All right. Anyway, so Samuel 1. I'm all distracted now. All right.
Get it together, man. Let me piss you off again, man. You get real focused when you got anger issues towards me, man. That you get real focused on.
Let's do the timeline. I got a timeline for Samuel. So the events of
Bernie gets fan
Samuel
club.
took place between 1105 and 971 BC.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're getting closer towards like Christ. Between the birth of Samuel to the last words of David. Thus, the books span about 135 years. Oh, this is 2 books. So Samuel 1 and 2. So we're starting Samuel 1. So the 2 books span about 135 years when Israel was transformed from a loosely knit group of tribes under judges to a united nation under the reign of a centralized monarchy. The books of 1 and 2 Samuel and 1 and 2 Kings combined are a chronicle of the entire history of Judah's and Israel's kingship from Saul to Zedekiah. So that's a little background about Samuel.
Right, so when did this take place? A couple hundred years BCE, by the way? BCE?
It took place 1000 BCE.
Okay.
From 1105 to 971 BCE. So it's about 135 years.
All right. So I guess these stories will probably get more and more relatable as they get closer and closer to modern times.
Yeah, like, it's not quite the birth of the Beatles yet, but like maybe like whoever like Elvis was influenced by.
But it is Samuel's birth and dedication. Samuel 1.
Samuel 1.
There was a certain man of Ramathaim, a Zophite. Oh, we're going to start with this shit again. From the hill country of
They're
Ephraim.
like, what's an annoying letter? Someone's like, Z. They're like, give me a name that starts with Z. What's another annoying letter? U. Make that the second letter.
Zophite. From the hill country of Ephraim. We reference the hill country of Ephraim a lot.
Yeah.
So there was a certain man, whose name was Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Zuph, an Ephraimite. What the fuck? So are we talking about? Who cares? He had 2 wives.
I don't know. Like you got to like read the paragraph because now like it's kind of like you start getting like lost. Like so, let's see what's what.
So I'm gonna start it again. There was a certain man. Okay, fast forward. He had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other,
Penina.
Penina had children, but Hannah had no children. Okay.
I feel like we've heard this story before. What's his name? Jacob. Remember, he got tricked into marrying the sister of the woman that he really wanted.
I got to be honest with you. I don't even know how you fucking remember that shit. It's just all such nonsense. Now, this man used to go up year by year from his town to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of hosts at Shiloh, where the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were priests of the Lord.
I don't know. Is that Phineas?
Phinehas? Exactly, man.
I'm sorry, I even corrected.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Phineas. I'm like, it's Phineas.
On the day when Elkanah sacrificed, he would give portions to his wife.
I'm sorry.
Yo, man.
We got to stop
man.
for a second.
You don't have to read this, man.
It's not even. It's not you.
No, I know. It's you.
No, it's not me.
No, it's you.
No. I got to talk about these goddamn names all of a sudden. First of all, they're bombing us with names like right off the start. Places, people's names, and they're all fucking stupid and weird. They're all fucking stupid and weird. I already can't relate. If they're going to translate this book, give them like modernize the names. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Chad.
But, here's the
Karen.
problem. My problem isn't so much the names; it's the fact that the names are like extraneous information. Like,
right,
you don't need
them,
this
right.
information.
Superfluous. Yeah,
What did I
I
say?
agree. You said extraneous.
Whatever. I was thinking about dropping the vocabulary section of the website to only include actual literal biblical terms, not just all the words Scott doesn't know.
Right.
But I figure if I don't know the word, most people don't know it either, man.
You think so?
No.
You think you're like in the 51st percentile?
Yo, man, I didn't deal with a lot of words growing up, all right? Dealt with code and stuff. On the day when Elkanah, is Elkanah the guy we're talking about now? Yeah, all right. He would give portions to his wife, Peninnah, and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave a double portion because he loved her, though the Lord had closed her womb.
Right.
Okay, so he didn't love the other one? It's just a baby factory to him?
So that's exactly what happened with Jacob, bro. You don't remember Jacob?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I should remember him. It seems
Jacob
like that's a name.
fucking got his brother's inheritance for like some stew that he cooked up, remember?
Yeah.
Then the brother was like, at least I'll get like my dad's blessing. And fucking Jacob stole that shit too. Remember? He snuck in and pretended to be his dumb fuck brother.
Did he?
And then he fucking took off, right?
Didn't he put like fake hairy shit on himself? So like,
yes, he did all that. Right. So then like he ran off to like the land of his dad or whatever, and he fell in love with this woman, I think like Rachel maybe. And then like her dad was like, all right, you can marry her. And then on his wedding night, he snuck in like his ugly fucking daughter, and he banged the ugly daughter. And then the next day, the dad was like, "Oh, guess what? You banged like the ugly daughter. Now you got to marry both of them." And then he didn't want to, but she was the one that had like all the kids, and then the other one didn't have kids. And then there was some crazy shit where like she asked the other one's slave woman to like come over. So this story that we're reading right now, it's very similar. It's two women. He loves the one who's not giving him kids.
You just had a very comprehensive previously on monologue just now.
It is like a
yo,
new
is
book.
are you able to absorb this knowledge because there's like a lot of empty space in there, like for like real knowledge that's important? Like you just like somehow like can remember all this shit.
So Amy always like says like how impressed she is with my memory, and she thinks it's because I'm an Ashkenazi.
Okay, racist.
But I don't. I just think I remember certain things that other people don't remember, and then you're like, you remember a lot of shit, and I'm like, I just remember this. Like you probably like remember a lot of shit that like I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like Family Guy skits. Like you do like Family Guy skits verbatim. Like you could do movie lines verbatim. Like me, like I don't focus on that so much. Like I try to retain facts, information.
I like this book, yeah. So her rival used to provoke her severely to irritate her because the Lord had closed her womb. Are they going to mention who the rival is? Is it the other wife? So it went on year by year. As often as she went up to the house of the Lord, she used to provoke her. Therefore, Hannah wept and would not eat. Her husband Elkanah said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? Why is your heart sad? Am I not more to you than 10 sons? Like, why do you have to bring it up? He's
Well,
not.
so he knows why she's crying.
Yeah, but wait, is she crying? She has no sons, or is she crying because this fucking bully keeps harassing her?
That, and maybe he should just be with her in her crying moment and not try to fix every problem.
Right, you know what? We don't need you to fucking man fix everything.
Yeah, like
man.
you don't have to ask me why. Just be with me while I cry and like support my cry.
Yeah. Are you that kind of supportive man in a relationship, man?
I try to like see what is necessary. I'm usually wrong. But
yeah.
I always remember the moment.
I get the feeling you're the kind of guy who doesn't even realize there's someone crying in the room.
Oh, no. I'm very, like, attuned to fucking, like, any shift in, like, emotion or, like, I'm very attuned to that.
You say attuned
from
but
a young age.
Like Rusty threw his hands up and, like, cringed when he said attuned. Like, it's almost like it's like a traumatic injury.
Well, yes, it dates back to my childhood.
Want to talk about it?
No. All right. After they had eaten and drunk at Shiloh, Hannah rose and presented herself before the Lord. Now, what? I don't understand.
What does that mean?
Was there like a
presented
skip?
herself to the
No,
Lord?
was there like a time skip or
Yeah, they must.
is this a different like situation now? Like I feel like this should be like a different chapter.
Yeah, this probably is a different.
After they had eaten and drunk at Shiloh, Hannah rose and presented herself before the Lord. Now Eli the priest was sitting on the seat beside the doorpost of the temple of the Lord. She was deeply distressed and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. She made this vow: O Lord of hosts, if only you will look on the misery of your servant and remember me and not forget your servant, but will give to your servant a male child, then I will set him before you as a Nazirite until the day of his death. He shall drink neither wine nor intoxicants, and no razor shall touch his head.
Yo.
Let me ask you a question, Scott.
Sure. Ask away, man.
At a certain point, the thing that you want, at a certain point, there's a price that's too great to pay for it. You know how some people say there's a price, you can put a price on anything? Well, you could sort of do the opposite. You know what I mean? So in other words, she really wants this child. And I am going to ask you, is it worth having a child if you swear that child away to someone else before you have it? What is the point of having that child?
Is that really what she's doing? I will set him before you as a Nazirite until the day of his death. You should.
She's telling God, I'm gonna fucking make him a zealot to you. To the like Nazirites are those fucking guys, man, that are like all deeply religious and self-flagellating.
You're asking the wrong guy, man. I'll give my left arm to play one game in the major leagues, man.
You are extreme.
Darryl Strawberry's a pussy.
You are extreme. You're right. Well, in my opinion, I think this is a bad bargain. It's like, what's the point of having a kid? The point of having a kid is like you try and like have them be better than you, and like the world is open to them. If they take advantage of opportunity, you provide opportunities. They are supposed to take advantage of those opportunities in order to give them options and choices in life. What's the point of having a kid whose options are already closed off? You know what I'm saying?
So does she want a child for the satisfaction of the child and being able to raise a child of her own? Or is it just like she wants the stares to stop? Like, what's wrong with me?
Interesting.
Right? Like,
Sure.
She doesn't give a fuck about
There's
the kid
probably
at
like
all.
societal pressures.
Right. So after they had eaten and drunk at Shiloh, I feel like they're in like a bar and grill. Like they're in some fucking tavern here. Mm-hmm. And Eli the priest was sitting on the seat outside beside the doorpost. Was he the fucking bouncer? Like what the fuck is he doing there?
He's drunk on wine,
and
man.
why even mention it? Did she say it to him?
Yeah.
And do you think like what the hell's this guy's name? Elikana, whatever the hell his name is. Do you think he's like, she's just drunk, guys. She's just drunk. Let me get her home. She's like presenting herself to the Lord in the middle of the fucking tavern. So he shall neither drink wine nor intoxicants, and no razor shall touch his head.
Right.
The last person that didn't shave his head was fucking Samson.
Yeah, well, he's a Nazirite, so Nazirites have certain rules, so I guess they can't like,
Well, fair enough.
As she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. He was like, you got a real purty mouth. Hannah was praying silently. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore, Eli thought she was drunk.
Told you.
There you go. So Eli said to her, hey, lady, want a cocktail? Oh, no, I'm sorry. So Eli said to her, how long will you make a drunken spectacle of yourself?
That's what I said.
Put away your wine. But Hannah answered, no, my lord, I am a woman deeply troubled. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation all this time. Then Eli answered, go in peace. The God of Israel grant the petition you have made to him. And she said, let your servant find favor in your sight. Then the woman went her way and ate and drank with her husband, and her countenance was sad no longer.
Okay. So I was
You kept
right.
shaking your head throughout that.
Yeah, she was making a spectacle of herself.
Yeah.
That's fine. Eli fucking insulted her.
Yeah.
Right? And then she's like, no, dude, I ain't drunk. I'm just fucking really depressed.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, go in peace then.
Yeah.
No, fuck you, motherfucker. You just insulted me in front of the whole bar, calling me a fucking dumb drunk. Fuck you, Eli.
It's funny that you bring this up because while I was reading it, I was thinking the same thought. But I was thinking if this was a TikTok video, right? If this was a TikTok video, it would be this woman. It would be you like filming this one. It would be Eli's phone, right? His perspective.
Okay. Yeah, right, it was.
And he's seeing this woman, right, talking to herself. And he gets up and he's like, you fucking drunk bitch, shut up, like. And then instead of her calmly, like, turning to him and, like, explaining the way she does here in the Bible, she'd be like, fuck you, you fucking Karen. And it would be like a whole fucking scene would have started. No, you're right.
So... She also says, do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation all this time. Yeah. When she says worthless woman, was she saying a woman who happens to be worthless?
No.
Or all women are worthless?
Women are worthless. She's saying, don't look at me like I'm, don't look at me like the way you would like just any woman.
Yeah, all right. Some fucking misogyny. You probably picked up on that right away.
It's like gaydar, right? Like I can spot fellow misogynists.
Yes. Misogyny are. Keep reading, man. You're doing good, man. You're doing good.
They rose early in the morning and worshipped before the Lord. Then they went back to their house at Ramah. Elkanah knew his wife Hannah, and the Lord remembered her. In due time, Hannah conceived and bore a son. She named him Samuel, for she said, I have asked him of the Lord. What does Samuel mean? How come there's no footnote? Every goddamn name, there's a footnote. Now there's no footnote.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to rewind back to verse 9. After they had eaten and drunken at Shiloh, that's when Hannah acted the fool, right? And then when she went on her way, they went and ate and drank again. There's a lot of eating and drinking. I forgot to point that out. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so Samuel, so Samuel's born. So now is she going to make good on her promise?
The man, Elkanah, and all his household went up to offer to the Lord the yearly sacrifice and to pay his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, as soon as the child is weaned, I will bring him, that he may appear in the presence of the Lord and remain there forever. I will offer him as a Nazirite for all time. Her husband, Elkanah, said to her, do what seems best to you. Wait until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord establish your word. So the woman remained and nursed her son until she weaned him. When she had weaned him, she took him up with her, along with a 3-year-old bull, an ephah of flour, and a skin of wine. She brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh, and the child was young. Then they slaughtered the bull and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as you live, my Lord, I am the woman who is standing here in your presence praying to the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has granted me the petition that I made to him. Therefore I have lent him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he is given to the Lord. And they worshiped the Lord there. I gotta tell you, this whole fucking dumb story, I'm so fucking annoyed because, first of all, again, the fucking unnecessary names at the beginning, like just for no reason, like it just took me like 10 minutes to even get into this whole story. Yeah. Then, I don't know, it's 28 verses long. I could name this fucking chapter in 10 verses.
Oh, that's pretty good, man. It's pretty good, man. You've got really good at condensing the Bible verses.
I mean, really, 10 verses is all it would have taken.
I like when she's talking about once he's weaned, I'll give him up. So I'm wondering, it was like, if he said to her, like, as soon as the baby was born, like, you said you were giving this kid up, right? Because, like, he didn't want the kid, right? He was, not to be crude, he's nutting inside her because he knew there was no kid coming.
Yeah.
Now he has another fucking kid, and he was like, you're giving this kid up, right? Yeah. And then he was at the end of his rope. When she's like, well, when I'm done weaning him.
Right.
And he was like, he wisely said, you know what, whatever you want to do,
Sure,
I'm
yeah,
okay
yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And then she shows up to the bar where Eli's bouncing and goes, yo, here's the kid I talked to you about I was going to have. Here you go. And he's like, lady, I'm just checking IDs here. Like, move it along. Come on. What are you dumping this kid on me for?
And by the way, who slaughtered that fucking bull? She's like, she took the bull up to the mountain with her young son, and they slaughtered it.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I got to tell you, because when I read a lot, like sometimes like I skip like half the words. So it's a different story. I'm like, she took the bull? Like because her husband's a cuck?
That's fair. That's fair.
And then they killed the bull?
Yeah, I get it. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So that was Samuel 1.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right, so Samuel 2, Hannah's prayer.
This is Samuel 1 Samuel chapter 2. Is this the first time we've had like a multiple like 2-part books?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to read this because
I'll never stop you, man.
all right, because there was I did like spoken word in an episode like earlier, and it wasn't good because I didn't commit. I do spoken word at home, but like out of thin air. It usually makes like Amy laugh.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere? Like
yeah, I'll demonstrate to you right now.
All right, no pressure. You got this, man.
There are times when I'm at home that I need to talk. I need to be heard. Because sometimes out here in the streets, people don't listen. So when you're home, you're in the comfort of your home and people listen. And that's just the way it goes.
Okay, so I'll tell you this: you've been spoken wording your whole life that I've known you. Actually, just not with a nice cadence like you just did. Go. Like you've always had that anger and that point, those pointed words and the ferocity of your mannerisms.
That's right. I bring the fire.
Yo, I gotta tell you, man. If you were you on a subway train, some Marine would choke you out.
All right. So I want to do this in spoken word style where I actually commit. All right. So this is Hannah's prayer. Samuel.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right. You don't think I could do it, Scott? I'm going to do it right now.
Dude, I would never bet against you, man.
All right.
Stop the burping, though.
Hannah prayed and said...
Was that like a throat
That
thing?
was like a throat sound. Hannah prayed and said, my heart exults in the Lord. My strength is exalted in my God. My mouth derides my enemies because I rejoice in your victory. There is no holy one like the Lord, no one besides you. There is no rock like our God. Talk no more so very proudly. Let no arrogance come from your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble gird on strength. Those who are full have hired themselves out for bread, but those who are hungry are fat with spoil. The barren has borne 7, but she who has many children is forlorn. The Lord kills and brings to life. He brings down to Sheol and raises up. The Lord makes poor and makes rich. He brings low. He also exalts. He raises up the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the ash heap to make them sit with princes and inherit a seat of honor. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and on them he has set the world. He will guard the feet of his faithful ones, but the wicked will perish in darkness. For not by might does one prevail. The Lord, his adversaries will be shattered. The Most High will thunder in heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the power of his anointed. Rudy.
Well done, man. Well done.
Thank you.
So I want to talk about your reading skills. So if you go back up to like line 4,
Sure.
The bows of the mighty are broken.
Yeah.
Like, I guess when you read like that, you're reading, your eyes are going ahead, so you're seeing like the words ahead. Because when I was reading along with you, I would have pronounced it the bows, as in bows and arrows. But it's really the bow, because bows break, bows don't break. So it's just interesting that like I would have mispronounced.
Did I say bows?
You said bows.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, of course, because you were in the zone, man. You were there. Man, you were so there.
So basically, like, it's a poem where she's like sucking off God. Like, God's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
And he'll fuck you up if you don't like things said.
She believes it. And I believed that she believed it through your expression of her belief.
Yes.
I got to tell you something, though, now. When next time I watch America's Got Talent or something and some spoken word dude comes on, or female, or they, whenever they come on, I don't think I'm going to be as impressed with them anymore, though.
No.
Because, I mean, not that you don't have skills and, like...
It's just like, easy to do. Yeah, anybody could do it. It's like...
I couldn't do it.
You have to commit.
I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Sure you could.
I don't have that kind of commitment skills.
Well, that's a whole other issue.
Yeah, I got commitment issues. Now I'm going to read. Listen to the difference. Duh, Eli's wicked sons. So, wait, are we going to talk about what she's saying? No, you did, right?
She basically talks about God and how great he is. She follows him, and you better too if you don't want him fucking you up.
Yeah. When they left him there before the Lord and went home to Ramah, while the boy remained to minister to the Lord in the presence of the priest Eli. Did I read that completely wrong? Is that not really a sentence?
You kind of like slurred a lot of like the words.
Dude,
like,
man, why do I slur so much? I read too fast.
It's the committing to the enunciation.
Listen, man. In our very first episode, we declare that we're going to read the Bible, not on air, you maniacs.
Sure.
And I was a big fan of not reading it on air.
Yeah.
And now we're reading it on air.
Yeah, but
so I'm not in my comfort
fan of that
zone.
Too.
I'm a fan of the way it's working out, but I'm not a fan of the actual reading.
Yeah.
Because, I don't read so fucking good.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Yeah. Of course you're okay. You're a spoken word genius.
No,
You're looking like a superstar.
I'm okay.
You're okay with me looking bad. I get it, Rusty. I get it. You're always okay with me looking bad.
So what I'm saying is you have to look at it like you're giving a performance.
I'm not a performer, man.
You are a performer.
Nah, man.
You just told some stories about you in the airport fucking yelling jokes to an entire fucking airport. That's just what? That's being normal?
That's just telling a story about what I've done.
Yes. You were performing.
At the airport,
you didn't do
the
it
story
for
about it wasn't.
You didn't do it for... Bro.
Yeah.
Then you're sitting here. I'm trying to do something. You're making like faces. I'm talking about how distracting you are. You're constantly putting on performances.
Not the good kind, I guess.
All right, we're recording again. I messed up.
Eli's wicked sons.
I gave up. I said like Scott's social security number on air. Yeah. I gave like his whole work number, his home address.
We call you what, an oversharer?
Yeah.
You're an oversharer. So they got the kid, right? So then they left him there before the Lord and went home to Ramah, while the boy remained to minister to the Lord in the presence of the priest.
She gave him up the way she promised to like.
Yeah. Now Eli's stuck with.
Yeah, he's going to be an Nazarite.
Yeah,
Nazarite when it feels so wrong.
That sounds like a great name for an episode.
Yeah, we should do that.
Now the sons of Eli were scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
Wait a minute. Oh, so all right, we haven't heard about Eli's family yet, so we're just segueing right into Eli's family now. They had no regard for the Lord or for the duties of the priests to the people. They got no respect for his father, right?
Yeah.
Their father. When anyone offered sacrifice, the priest's servant would come, while the meat was boiling, with a 3-pronged fork in his hand, and he would thrust it into the pan, kettle, cauldron, or pot. All that the fork brought up, the priest would take for himself. This is what they did at Shiloh to all of the Israel.
What's the matter?
I read like a dick. This is what they did at Shiloh to all the Israelites who came there.
I read like a dick. That's funny. I had like a dick is like someone who's just not a good person.
Right. Oh yeah, dick is.
You read more like an asshole. Like a buffoon, an idiot.
Yeah, like a jerk. Yeah.
A jerk off.
A jerk off. No, a jerk off is like, no, that's with malicious intent.
No, a jerk is with malicious intent.
Yeah.
A jerk off is just like, like a dumpski. Fucking, you don't know any better, you fucking jerk off.
Yeah, how about I read like a dumbski? Let's just go with that, all right?
right.
Moreover, before the fat was burned, the priest's servant would come and say to the one who was sacrificing, "Give meat for the priest to roast, for he will not accept boiled meat from you, but only raw." And
I'll give him some raw meat.
And if the man said to him, "Let them burn the fat first, and then take whatever you wish," he would say, "No, you must give it now. If not, I will take it by force." Thus the sin of the young men was very great in the sight of the Lord, for they treated the offerings of the Lord with contempt. So what are they talking about here? They're talking about people coming and making sacrifices, like meat sacrifices and flour sacrifices and wine sacrifices, but they're bitching about the sacrifices? What's going on here?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to do my best to understand what you've read. Like,
It's hard when I read it.
Yeah, it is. It's a little hard. It's all right though. You'll get there. You'll get
I
there.
don't know
You're
if I
not
will,
used to
man.
it.
I just don't know if I'll
You're
get
not
there,
used.
man.
It's a skill. You'll get there.
I don't like this.
You're no dummy. So what I'm getting is they're not following assigned ritual. So like especially food, right? Like Deuteronomy and Numbers was all about like preparing food, and a lot of Israelite laws are centered around preparing, eating, sharing like foods, when, how, with who. So I'm thinking what this is demonstrating, this is just a long, drawn-out way of saying, Eli, the guy that she left her kid with, his sons, they're fuck-ups. Like, they absolutely don't follow, like, the prescribed rituals. That's what I think, like, that whole passage was basically saying.
Oh, okay. So they're talking about the sons of, like, not giving the meat the right way.
So the first sentence is, "Now the sons of Eli were scoundrels. They had no regard for the Lord or for the duties of the priests to the people. When anyone offered sacrifice, the priest's servant would come while the meat was boiling with a 3-pronged fork in his hand, and he would thrust it into the pan, kettle, cauldron, or pot. All that fork brought up, the priest would take for himself. This is what they did at Shiloh to all the Israelites who came there. Moreover, the fat was burned. The priest's servant would come and say to the one who was sacrificing, 'Give meat for the priest to roast, for he will not accept boiled meat.' And if the man said to him, 'Let them burn the fat first,' he would say, 'No, you must give it now. If not, I will take it by force.' Thus the sin of the young men was very great in the sight of the Lord, for they treated the offerings of the Lord with contempt." So it's basically, again, like they weren't properly like fucking observing like the ritual fucking...
Is Eli a Levite? We're assuming he's a Levite, right? He's a priest. Right?
Okay.
So maybe his sons are priests. So his sons are priests. They're acting like dicks, though, in the priest. Like, they're not acting like priests.
Are priests allowed to marry? And have children?
I don't believe so.
So then why would he have...
Oh, why would he have sons?
Yeah.
Shit. So, you know what? Maybe that's a modern thing.
But Levites are a tribe.
Yeah,
So they must
have to
be allowed.
reproduce. Yeah.
There's a lot of like weird contradictions, I feel.
Yeah. You know, I don't think they've said anything about them not being able to have children yet. That's probably a modern thing. All right, so these sons are priests, and they're being dicks with the offerings. Like,
And
they're
this
taking
is
the
where
best-
this boy is being raised. Does this child have a name? Has the child's name been mentioned?
Probably.
The child Samuel at Shiloh. All right. I guess the book of Samuel. So I guess she gave birth to Samuel, that woman. All right. So we're on Samuel 1, Samuel 2. I'm saying 1 because it's 1 Samuel is the name of the book.
Right.
Because there's going to be a 2 Samuel. So 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 18.
It's funny because right up until this point, there was nothing confusing
Nothing
about this
like
book.
that. Yeah.
Like,
Everything was clear.
now it's getting weird.
Clear cut. Yeah. The child Samuel at Shiloh. Samuel was ministering before the Lord, a boy wearing a linen ephod. His mother used to make for him a little robe and take it to him each year when she went up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. Then Eli would bless Elkanah and his wife and say, "May the Lord repay you with children by this woman for the loan that she made to the Lord." And then they would return to their home. And the Lord took note of Hannah. She conceived and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the boy Samuel grew up in the presence of the Lord. You think she was playing the long game? Like, you think, like, she knew, like, yo, let me just drop this one kid, give him to the Lord, and then, like,
all right,
I'll have all these kids.
I don't know. I think what really happened here, at first, the joke I was going to make was when Eli was telling this dude, have many more sons, he was like, yo, Ixnay, man, enough with the kids. I don't want no more. Then I realized, do you know why Hannah was not having children? Because she was 12. And now she's of childbearing age. And she's having fucking kids, man.
That's gross. You're probably...
But I'm probably right is
You're
what you were going to say.
You're probably right, yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad your fucking mental perversions led you to conclude that she was 12.
I'm aware of other people's
So you were
mental
picturing
perversions.
her as a 12-year-old.
I was not picturing her at all.
Okay. Well,
Don't turn this around on me. This guy married a freaking child. That's why she wasn't having kids.
Nah, that might be the most astute observation that you've made in this entire time.
It might actually be,
yes.
yeah. See what happens when I don't read? I get to like really analyze.
All right, that's good. Prophecy against Eli's household. Now, Eli was very old. He heard all that his sons were doing to all Israel and how they lay with the women who served at the entrance to the tent of meeting. He said to them, "Why do you do such things? For I hear of your evil dealings from all these people. No, my sons, it is not a good report that I hear the people of the Lord spreading abroad. If one person sins against another, someone can intercede for the sinner with the Lord. But if someone sins against the Lord, who can make intercession?" But they would not listen to the voice of their father, for it was the will of the Lord to kill them. So here we go. So basically, I guess the Lord has hardened their hearts.
Of course. All right. So,
someone on Twitter said that the quote of our last episode was "No good deed goes unpunished" in this book. Oh, in this book, no good deed goes unpunished.
That was a quote we said?
Yeah, we said that, and someone on Twitter said...
And we're probably the first people that ever said that, too.
That's the quote of the episode.
All right. What, are you checking your tweets while you're reading? Like, how good are you, man?
What?
You can check the Twitters while you're reading? It's amazing.
Now the boy Samuel continued to grow, both in stature and in favor with the Lord and with the people. Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this. So
Why did you, Scott, for those listening, raised his hand to ask a question?
I don't want to just jump on and interrupt because, like, if I raise my hand and you decide like you really want to keep reading, you would
okay, that's good. I like that. All right,
we're doing like some signaling back and forth. Like, don't steal third.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what the fuck I was saying. All right. So in the previous thing, the father was hearing bad reports about his sons.
They were banging hooas.
And now they're talking about now the boy Samuel continued to grow both in stature and in favor. What do Eli's sons think of Samuel? Did he adopt him? Like, is he like treating him like a son of his own? Like,
they probably think he's like a teacher's pet.
Yeah, I feel like there's some conflict.
Like a suck-up.
There's going to be some conflict.
Well, it's obvious what's going to happen already because it says God wants to kill them. So he's probably going to set them up, right, to like sort of like bum rush Samuel. And then he's going to like endow Samuel with like special powers. And God's going to kill these boys through Samuel.
Let's not even speculate, man. Keep up the good reading, man. This fucking chair needs some oil, man.
It's, what do you call it? If we don't learn from history, we're destined to repeat history. It's like the same shit keeps playing out.
Fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you. I won't get fooled again.
Yeah, that chair does need some fucking oil, bro. All right. A man of God came to Eli and said to him, "Thus the Lord has said, I revealed myself to the family of your ancestor in Egypt when they were slaves to the house of Pharaoh. I chose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to go up to my altar, to offer incense, to wear an ephod before me. And I gave to the family of your ancestor all my offerings by fire from the Israelites. Why then look with greedy eye at my sacrifices and my offerings, and honor your sons more than me by fattening yourselves on the choicest parts of every offering of my people Israel?" What's going on? Are you following this?
Yeah.
What's happening? I'm not.
All right. So apparently some fucking stranger shows up. A man of God came to Eli.
Yeah.
Like, Eli is a man of God. So what is he like? He's like a better
So
man
another
of God?
like another priest or whatever.
All right, and he's basically saying like, "Yo, here's the history. Here's my history." Basically, he's like throwing down his credentials.
Well, he's
like,
saying
I'm better than
God
you.
told me this.
I'm better than you.
No, I think he's relaying God's message. It says, "Thus the Lord has said," and then it's like a colon. I revealed myself, so I'm assuming I is God. Like this is God speaking in the first person.
Oh, I revealed myself to the family of your ancestor in Egypt when they were slaves, and that's hundreds of years ago now. So maybe an angel? Maybe this is an angel?
It's God.
Well, isn't God an angel? Isn't
I don't know, but it specifically says the Lord has said. So what is the Lord saying?
Yeah, but it's saying, but thus the Lord has said, is it already in quotes? It's almost like the man of God is saying, thus the Lord said, and then there's another, well, it's not another set of quotes, but I don't know, man.
A guy shows up to Eli and he says, here's what God told me. And then he tells Eli,
That's what I'm
here's
feeling.
what God
It's a
told me.
secondhand story.
And
yeah.
God told him, I revealed myself to the family of your ancestor in Egypt. So he revealed himself to Moses. So this guy is like related to like Moses.
He's dropping credentials on him.
I chose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest. Oh, Aaron. He's talking about Aaron. Because Aaron is like the original fucking priest.
Yeah, that guy.
Why then look with greedy eye at my sacrifices and my offerings and honor your sons more than me by fattening yourselves? So he's saying, fucking, you're not doing right by me, man. You're fucking living the earthly fucking life, and you're not giving me the fucking sacrifices I deserve.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
This is a message to every Joel Osteen and every televangelist where like I need a 737 Max.
That's pretty
to
good.
spread the word of God.
Yeah.
And like, no, you're supposed to get a biplane, motherfucker. The Lord is supposed to get the 737 Max.
Nice. That's right.
Yeah.
You should quote this. So Samuel 1 Samuel 2 verses.
Is a fucking direct attack on televangelists.
All right. So, therefore, the Lord, the God of Israel, declares, I promise that your family and the family of your ancestor should go in and out before me forever. But now the Lord declares, far be it from me. For those who honor me, I will honor, and those who despise me shall be treated with contempt. See, a time is coming when I will cut off your strength and the strength of your ancestors' family. No one in your family shall ever live to old age. The only one of you whom I shall not cut off from my altar shall be spared to weep out his eyes and grieve his heart. All the members of your household shall die by the sword. The fate of your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, shall be the sign to you. Both of them shall die on the same day. I will raise up for myself a faithful priest who shall do according to what is in my heart and in my mind. I will build him a sure house, and he shall go in and out before my anointed one forever. Everyone who is left in your family shall come and prostrate himself before him for a piece of silver or a loaf of bread, and shall say, please put me in one of the priest places that I may eat a morsel of bread.
This dude's pissed.
Fucking God, man. Constantly with his bullshit.
You know what? I know you've said this before, that sometimes I come off as a God apologist. But I got to tell you, I'm not mad at God right now. I'm not mad at Eli either, except for that fact that he was a bad parent. He should have checked these sons of his. Because he was probably telling his sons, you got to stop acting like this, you got to stop acting like this. And they're like, God this, God that, F God, whatever.
You think Eli didn't check his sons? You think he didn't, try to raise them properly?
I mean, I guess he probably tried, but didn't try hard enough, man.
Well, in any event, it seems like God's got it in for them. And when Yahweh has it in for someone, we all know what the likely outcome is going to be.
I thought Hophni and Phinehas were mentioned in the last chapter, not as Eli's sons, though.
Yeah. I got to say, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. You know why? Because this ain't the book of Hophnis and Phineas.
You know what? Those they were similar names, but they weren't the same names. So yeah,
They're fucking with you, man. Don't you see?
Man.
They're fucking with you on purpose so that it's so confusing. You got to show up once a week to have some dickhead like read the shit to you and explain it to you.
Yeah.
That's why you just got to listen to this show. Just listen to this show.
Yo, is Eli shitting himself right now? Is that how we're leaving off this chapter, man?
Eli is like humming.
But he's old too, though. They already said he's pretty fucking old at this point.
But he put all his eggs in the 2 sons basket, and those 2 sons are about to feel Yahweh's wrath.
So I guess he better adopt Samuel, man.
Yeah. By the way, we have a Patreon.
Nice.
And we received a very generous donation from someone.
No way.
Yeah. And by the way, there was a condition. So this person, it was Tyson K. They left a very generous one-time donation to us. But here's the message.
Yo, is it a 737 MAX?
You have to, this is a direct quote.
Shit.
You have to mock Southern yokels using accents and yeehawing. Okay? So apparently this person is a fan of making fun of Southerners and yeehawing. So I will say this to all of our Southern fans. You know, I'm sorry, but the audience has spoken. This is what the audience wants to hear. And who am I to stop them?
I agree with you, but let me stop you right now. I don't think you should do it now.
Not now.
We're deep into an episode. I think if they gave a generous donation, they deserve like top billing. This shit shouldn't come on the tail end of the episode. Maybe we tell people tune in next week where you accommodate this person's request.
Okay.
And like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think it's
All
like
right, sure.
He shouldn't have to sit through all this bullshit.
That's cool. We could do that. And by the way,
We should have a
I would like
mailbag.
to say that. All right, so we'll do a mailbag next time because I'll tease this one. We've got one of our patrons, Rascal White Oak. Okay.
Yo, is that his real name? Don't be name
It's
dropping
his
him.
real name.
Rascal White Oak. He's a Native American.
So Rascal White Oak has entered into a direct competition with our listener from last week whose like message I read. Okay, remember like someone left us a message on Twitter about how they're listening to us.
and they live around a bunch of like they're like the only atheists in their hood.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
And how they gave us like the whole history of like Yahweh and
The
like why he
Stargate
could be
references and all that.
Stargate.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah. So Rascal White Oak says he can't be outdone by some. I'm quoting now. This is how he ends the message, which I'll share next time.
Yeah.
Bit of an overshare, but I can't be outdone by some fucking Okie on Twitter.
Oh no.
So, this person wrote us a message, and that's how he ended it. So this, not oh no, this is great. We want to foster
Stir up.
competition
Yeah, sure.
between our listeners in order to create content for us.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that's something to look forward to for
So
next
the
week.
Okie from wherever the fuck the Bible Belt that talked about Stargate or whatever. I don't know. I stopped listening because after I read like Bible Belt, like I stopped listening because no one with worth anything to say lives in the Bible Belt. You know, like they can tell me all they want. You know, well I'm a blue Democrat, but I live in the Bible Belt. Blah blah blah. I'm like, whatever. You know, move somewhere real. Yeah, so to all of our Southern, like, you know, family, whatever, blah, 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 we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!